we hurt so much. It takes forever for us to realize somebody really care about you. Like for so long, I know I got this reputation, hard body, this, and all stern, and everybody think I'm a damn robot. But it's like that's not all right. Maybe that is the case to some extent, but I really do care about people. I do right about it. It just takes forever for people to understand that I really care. That's why I am the way I am. You said it on the podcast, actually. Thank you, because I didn't realize that, but you said it. It's like because I really care. But why does it take so long? Why do you think it takes so long for people to understand when somebody really cares about them and does right by them? Outside of pain, yeah, I can't talk today. Outside of having experienced traumas in their life, when somebody genuine comes in and really wants to do right by them and really wants to see them thrive, why is it that they don't accept that or they can't see it or feel it outside of having experienced that trauma?
So you're asking me to give a possible logical explanation without
Yes.
having the trauma as a factor as to why that could be the case.
Well, it could be a factor for sure, but like a different reason outside of trauma. Trauma is so
Mm.
obvious.
Mm, without it being a learned behavior or in a something that you've
Nah, that's a perfect example right there. It could be a learned behavior. It don't even necessarily have to stem from trauma. It could definitely be a learned behavior. A lot of stuff is learned behavior. Yeah, I appreciate that. That was perfect. For real, it was.
And so this is what I love about conversations, bro. Is it like, man, I love that, bro. I love that we're able to just have these questions and wonders, and then one of us will just think about it and just be like, and then we'll be like, oh, yeah, and it clicks.
Sure, man. I was trying to wrap my head around it earlier. It's like, just being there for people. They don't do right by you. You still try to be there for them as best as you can and do right by them. But it take them a minute sometimes to realize like you really care about them, and they don't accept that. So that fuels their motivations for not doing right by you as a consequence. And my first instinct, oh, they got some trauma that they're dealing with. Ah, now you mention that, and it's like, well, it could be a learned behavior. It could be something that they learn and they continue to implement that in their life today. And that's why it was just beautiful. That was perfect because I couldn't wrap my head around a different reason outside of trauma.
It's
And
funny
we're talking
because
about
it's funny. I'm sorry. It's funny because when I said that, I was still thinking about trauma. I was thinking about it being a learned behavior through trauma. So it didn't even click to me that it was like, oh no, outside of trauma, it can be a learned behavior. So yeah, I like how I was thinking about it, still trying to wrap my head around the question by thinking about it as a learned behavior through trauma. But you were like, oh, you're right. It could be a learned behavior. You know what I mean? Outside of trauma,
from
from
exactly.
yeah, outside. So it's like, oh, we both it clicked to both of us at the same time.
Yeah, right, right. And
Hmm.
I'm thinking like, people learn from other people, they learn from experiences. Experiences would be trauma. Other people would be learning, learn behavior. And then something that I don't know. I think another one would be it's self-generated manipulation. And I wanted to wrap it into vampires and werewolves. Having high amounts of awareness, when you know somebody really loves you and care for you, you're gonna manipulate that to your advantage as a vampire or werewolf. You're gonna manipulate that to your advantage to get what you want when you want it.
Hmm.
And that's a lot of people, unfortunately. A lot of people want what they want, when they want it, how they want it. It's that simple. And when they're aware of that and they know they can misuse, trust, abuse somebody and the love that they have for them to get what they want, they're gonna do it. No hesitation. And that's just because of who they are. So I think a level of growth would be understanding that if you are the one being abused, understanding that, love them for who they are, love them from a distance, not associate yourself too closely with that person. Because at that point, you giving them the weapon against you.
Yeah.
You're saying, hey, here's my kindness. I know you are a manipulator, but here's my kindness. Use it against me.
Hmm.
And you got to have more respect for yourself. You got to have more love for yourself to be aware of that. Well, to not only be aware of that, but to have the confidence that you don't need them doing that. Have the self awareness, the confidence, and structure within yourself to take yourself away from that completely. Whether it's in a relationship, whether it's in a job, a friendship, parents, child relationship, whatever dynamic going on, you gotta have that. And then that's you doing due diligence from your to yourself. That's you doing due diligence to yourself, and then it'll trickle down, and then they'll understand. Oh, I gotta step to this person correct. And if they
Hmm.
don't understand that, which because nine times out of ten they already do, but manipulators, right? You know, doesn't matter. They're trying to get what they want when they want it. So if they can't get that out of you, if they can't get that out of you, then they just not going to approach you with their shady tactics because
Yeah.
they can't get one over on you. So that's a way of you doing due diligence to yourself and maintaining your frame, your structure. And through that, you can gain a little bit more confidence because you are aware in your confidence. You are aware that you are making the right decisions to keep unhealthy people or unhealthy events, situations, circumstances from coming your way. My bad for the rant.
What is confidence by your definition?
Mm, I agree.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Confidence is knowing.
Mhm.
Knowing. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. I would say, I would say, yeah, that like the faith, the knowing, the trust in something. Um, yeah, like I know I can put all my eggs in this basket. I'm not going to, but I know I can. You know, so it's like it's just yeah, yeah. Yeah. Now is that the definition, the confidence for? Yeah, I guess in a general sense, right? Knowing, the knowing.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Because it's when we talk about what confidence is in your own words and by your own standard, those could be not completely different things, but different things by how you feel about them and then how you go about implementing confidence in your life. And then you got to go by definition. So let's go with the definition. Is the confidence of feeling. Hold on. Confidence is the feeling or belief that one can rely on someone or something, also known as firm trust. And for me, knowing is why I say knowing, because I feel like confidence embodies that entire thing. I have confidence in my relationship with somebody. I already know. Ain't nothing for me, ain't nothing, I can't say ain't nothing, but there's not too many things that are greater than that. It's already knowing something. So I have 100% certainty, trust, confidence in somebody's ability, and something is reliable, and something is a fact. Yeah,
Without
ain't nothing better than that sometimes.
it's the knowing without the fear or even the idea that it may be right or wrong. It's like I'm not even worried. The right or wrong does not exist in this knowing. I know this is this. Whether it's right or wrong, I don't really. It's not really up for discussion. I just know it's
Mm-hmm.
without it. Having that
It's no
right or
question.
wrong.
Ain't no
Hmm.
doubt. It's the
Yeah.
absence of doubt.
Yeah. There you go. Boom.
Yeah, I like that. It's the absence of doubt.
Yeah,
Just
I like that a
knowing,
lot.
man. That's
Hmm.
beautiful. A lot of people um, that I've been talking to recently is just like, uncertainty in their relationships with, their partner. And that uncertainty is not confidence. What are you uncertain about? They're usually uncertain, some type of insecurity, uncertain if they are going to be in a place in 10, 5, 15 years, whatever the case may be. It's like, if you're working towards it each and every day and it's a mutual goal and you guys are a team and trying to maintain that frame of being a team, Don't worry about the future. It don't exist. Worry about now and today. And if you're putting in that work in each and every day, if you win in every game, you're gonna make it to the Super Bowl. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Put in the work today. A lot of people get wrapped up in what's up here rather than the reality. Sometimes you just need a hug.
Why you why you smile after that, bro?
I'm thinking of a YouTube video, man. The dude was
Oh,
crying.
it's a meme?
Yeah,
It's a meme? Damn.
hug me. I just want a hug. He was balling boo hoo, bro.
Damn,
Like
should I put that in?
I feel it because sometimes that's what people need to know. You know, love is an underrated drug.
Oh, dude, that needs to marinate.
So, with having those definitions set out, bro, would you say that when speaking in terms of the self, confidence is self-esteem?
Yeah, man. I can't. Yeah. Ooh, man, I wish we had the definition on hand. Yo, Jamie, pull that up, man. I wish we had the definition on hand of self-esteem because I wonder how they have to have the word confidence in there, bro. I can't imagine it being anything else if when we're relating it to yourself, man. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's that faith, the knowing within yourself and whatever it is you do I have the abilities to do I have the facilities to do this, you know what I mean, and have the outcome be the success that I have in my mind. Like, do I have whatever it takes to do that, or am I, you know, the grand version of this in my mind? Like, it's just having that knowing of yourself and whatever it is, whether it's a sport or just the way you look or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's just knowing, believing in your ability, having firm trust in your ability. If you was to ask me to take apart a M16 or M4, I'm gonna say, all right, that like there's no challenge. I know for a fact I'm competent in that. Like I have unwavering confidence in my ability. I could do it blindfolded.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like there's no question in that. So there's no doubt. There's no doubt. And I think the levels of confidence, the levels of self-esteem, the higher, self-esteem and confidence you have, the less doubt you have. But there's so many things affecting that. So like, how do you think social media, education, work, relationships, and society altogether affect self-esteem or confidence?
I wrote down for that, and I would like to go to what I wrote down. Let me see if I. All right, so boom, guys. So my idea in who my AirPods. My idea, right? Is so at work you have self-evaluation reviews, right? So at work you have these reviews. If you stay there long enough, guys, you'll have a review at the end of the year. So
putting in 2 weeks notice. What are you talking?
And that's a sense of you're being evaluated. Somebody's telling you how they think of you, what they think of you, your performance, the way your work ethic, of what you are and how much of an asset you are to their company, whether you work for a company. But you have that review, now you have to sit with that and think, okay, I wasn't that great, or I was that great, or Tommy is better than me. So you have that. In the educational institutions, they also deliver the same thing, whether it's quarterly, you get grades, you get a report card, you get Jennifer, she's an honor roll. Dad wants me to be an honor roll, but I'm not that bright. Whether it's my fault or not, I'm not that bright, so I can't help but compare myself to Jennifer or to Timothy or whatever the case is. And in both situations, you're accompanied with fellow students or coworkers attempting to accomplish a similar goal. there comes a time where you become aware of the similarities and the differences between you and your peers. And it's left up to you to interpret how you feel about those things. In most cases, we reflect and then calibrate the effects. As far as social media, now that's a zoo, my guy. It's a museum. I wrote down it's a museum of lifestyles on display for the purpose of attracting or distracting. The battle between you and what's on the other side of that display is vastly different across the spectrum, but information is being input in at a fast pace. You gamble with your view of yourself and the world every time you entertain these platforms. And then I can almost guarantee you're different the minute you pick up your phone, a device, or whatever it is, and engage in that to the time you put it down. Isn't it healthy? It all depends on, your frame of mind. And as far as society, it's just a massive catalog. It's just a massive catalog that I feel most content when I'm not engaged within its content. So it's like, it's a, you're fighting your self-esteem, you're fighting confidence, whether you're in a workforce or in school, social media, in society. You don't have to fight it, if you, but that's if you're confident enough. A lot of us, are is it self-conscious? Yeah, right. Self-conscious, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Insecure, which I
Yeah.
believe is synonymous with self-conscious.
Mhm.
With yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, you can but that was basically it. But yeah, man,
Nah,
it's
when you say social media, bro, that blew my mind. It's right on the money. Couldn't
mhm,
agree more. Couldn't
yeah.
agree more. These things, and then for better or for worse, obviously, because it's not all bad. These things aren't all bad, but
Mhm.
you know, I think a lot of times I'll talk about the negative side of these things and how they can affect confidence and self-esteem, because I am a process improvement type of person. I've always been that way, and I love to focus on the negative. So how can we develop this? It's kind of like having a picture, a Polaroid. Like back in the day, you had to film. You gotta develop these. You got the negatives. You gotta develop these. You have to focus on it. You have to put in work. You have to put in time. You have to let these marinate because you want to see the beauty of the picture. You want to see the beauty of what can be. And often at times, I think in today's society, so much in the social media spaces, and often in relationships, whether it be with family, especially, I can't speak on nobody else's culture, but in my family culture, we've dodged certain conversations because it makes us feel bad or it's a negative topic and things of that nature. I was just talking about the trust and those type of conversations about death. Hey, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this. I'm not sure if that was on a podcast or not, but
Mhm.
it's a really important topic. But I'll continue. It's a really important topic, and the thing is, let's focus on what's negative so we can develop it and ultimately see the beauty in it. And the number one inspiration that I have in my life personally to focus on negative things and it not affect me so negatively is the fact that I am grateful. I'm grateful for the experience. Just the experience alone. Everything else is a cherry on top because I already know it's about to make me stronger. It's about to make me more resilient. My confidence is already astronomical. It's about to give me more self-esteem and confidence. I'm gonna be more competent in my abilities. I already know I'm gonna come out stronger, and I think that might be a clip, in our earlier in the channel here. But I'm already on the other side of whatever problem that I face, and I'm just grateful for the opportunity. Thank you, because whatever event that I face, it wasn't death. That just means I have another 24 hours to handle it and figure it out. And how I get it done doesn't matter. It's the fact that I faced it and that I overcame it. I got it done. Everything else in between doesn't matter to me, And I think for me personally, I think that's some type of grace. I don't know. I don't know.
I have a question. So but you mentioned it. My question popped up and then you answered it. But it was interesting because, like you, I like to think of the negative often, um, because I know that it's something that needs to be worked on. So I'm always trying to process how, how can I work on it? But I lack the confidence in myself. So whenever I'm thinking of the negative, which is often, it can drag me down. So I was gonna ask you, how is it that you do that? Think of the negative, but you said because you have that confidence, you have that
Mhm.
trust in yourself, that knowing.
Absolutely.
Mm.
Absolutely. I think when you have, don't give yourself any wiggle room, man. Don't give yourself any wiggle room. I know you heard me say I hate the motivational speaking, speeches and stuff like that, but a lot of the stuff they saying really is true doctrine. Don't give yourself any wiggle room to fail. Once you plant a seed in your mind that you can't do it or that you won't do it, you're making excuses for the future you that does not exist. You making excuses, you're giving yourself reasons, you're giving yourself more seeds stemming from one seed. That one seed of doubt is now four seeds of reasons, excuses. That four multiplies into eight, and it you know how fast the human brain can come up with several different thoughts. Now it's a multitude. Now you've been thinking about these things or not thinking about these things for 24 hours. And what did you do? You played yourself. You wasted your time creating something up here that's not reality. You made one thing way bigger up here and you let it affect your reality in a negative way rather than facing the circumstances, the situation, the emotions head on. Don't give yourself any time to sit on those emotions, that doubt. And through taking action or not taking action in certain circumstances, you can find yourself building confidence. So I think a way to build confidence is to, work out. I encourage people to do 100 push-ups a day. It sounds like a lot. It sounds like an astronomical number to some people, but it's not. What do you think are some ways of helping build confidence?
I was just gonna ask you that. Um, yeah, I agree. What things that worked for me, because since I had such low confidence and 10 minutes. Um, all right, things that worked for me since I had such low confidence was yeah, working out. I'm getting to a point now where working out, I'm cool if I don't work out, because I have confidence in other things in my life. And I'm seeing more things about myself that I'm confident in. And it's helping me a lot. So, but yeah, a lot of the things was I would just tell somebody to get out there, man. Don't be afraid. Don't let fear hold you down, because I can almost guarantee that you're a lot better than you give yourself credit for. So just do it. Just go out there and do it. Whatever it is you want to do, just do it, man. Try it. And if you fail, then you fail. And it's never gonna be okay again. So don't go back out there and don't do it again. No. But just go, man. Do these things, man. Don't be afraid, and yeah, don't hold yourself back, because like you said, we make these problems a lot bigger in our head. So what you thought was something that was gonna take you forever, or there was no way you're gonna get through it, man. I can guarantee you can survive it, man. You can push through. And so yeah, working out helped me. Um, but really taking action, like you said, man. I just want to give Jeff some flowers real fast, just so you guys know, man. He's definitely helped me a lot in this path. He's not gonna take a lot of credit for it, but he's helped me a
At
lot in this
all.
path, man. Yeah,
At
yeah. He's
all.
probably gonna tell me to cut this out, but I'm not going to.
Hey,
So he's
facts. Like you, that's you finally being receptive to what you want for yourself. Not only what I want for you, but for what you want for yourself. Like, cause I'm never gonna just talk to you man to man and be like, just be cool with you, not having good words for yourself, not having good wisdom for yourself, not having good thoughts for yourself and with yourself. Nah, brother, it's not about to go down like that because that's not who I am. Not
so
only
how
do I, want to go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
no, say this. Keep going. Because
I
I'm
was
gonna
gonna
add
say
on
not
to it.
only do I want to, be a positive force in everybody's life. It's just like I'm not gonna watch you do that to yourself because I care. Wrapping it back out into the first statement. I'm not sure if we was recording, but I'm doing my due diligence. It's gonna trickle down. Why does it take so long for us to know and to feel that people really care about us. They love us. They want to see us flourish. It's because we making something bigger up here that's drowning out their words, that's drowning out their actions. We making something bigger up here, drowning out every single thing that person in particular is doing to show, to say that they care about us, that they love us. We doing everything we want to do, when we want to do it, how we want to do it, to drown out the emotion of being loved. Because we not accepting what comes with that. What comes with that? Nothing. It requires absolutely zero of you to feel love. And it's because often it's foreign to us because that's a learned behavior because of what we experience, our traumas and things of that nature. But we ain't gonna get onto that. We're gonna get into something else. But once you become self-aware of this stuff, you can start building a structure on how to maintain and create confidence. And then once you create that structure and you start building up that self-esteem and confidence, come holler at me.
Yeah, man.
Not
a lot of times,
but people.
Yeah. A lot of times, being able to build that structure will build the confidence because you see, you know, oh look, you know, I built this thing that's allowing me to I'm more organized. There's less resistance ahead of me, you know? You can gain that confidence. You can start seeing more results, you know, more rewards, and the confidence will most likely come hand in hand with your ability to build that structure. Yeah.
You feel better. Ain't nothing wrong with feeling better. Sometimes cars, material, makeup, whatever. Sometimes all that stuff can't hide the lack of confidence, the insecurities. It can't shove it down. It can't drown it out enough. People walk into a bar or a club with shades on. With shades on. It's dark outside. It's dark in here. Why you got shades on? Because it make you look cool. You want to seem presentable and all of this stuff.
Well,
I get it because it look good sometimes, but sometimes it's not based about I got confidence and I want to look good and all that stuff. Sometimes it's insecurity.
Now, I wanted to talk about care again. You know, how do you love somebody that has low confidence?
You just love them, man. You let them know. You do right by them. You do your due diligence by letting them know, and then just being thankful for the opportunity to be able to let them know, especially before they dead and gone. Because death is sudden, bro.
Do you think people with low confidence feel that they're not loved enough? Do you think that's a neighboring
absolutely
infection? Yeah.
Absolutely. Because like I was saying in my rant, we do all kinds of things up here. We think these thoughts. Insert Alan Watts clip. But we think all of these thoughts, and it causes us not to be receptive of the love they're trying to give us. Not to be receptive to the fact that they text us every day. We be like, oh man, what this person? I'm just texting to say I love you, or I'm just texting to say good morning. I'm like, oh, what this month? That's not being receptive to it. Mm-hmm. We do stuff like that, and again, it ain't got to be to that magnitude. It could be little stuff. It could be little stuff like sending an email. And it's because I don't know. We ain't gonna get on that. That's a little too personal, but there's some things that could be affecting them that can turn them to attack the people that do love them, who they know will stand by them and ride for them. Mm-hmm. Those are werewolves, brother. Those are vampires. And it's because sometimes they're not self-aware. Sometimes they don't have structure. Sometimes they don't have confidence. It's tricky.
Yeah, man.
A lot of people don't understand the magnitude that of just putting in that work, even if it seems meaningless to you. Mm-hmm. In martial arts, we always had like this. We had to work out first, and then they teach us some philosophy story after we all exhausted and stuff, and then they'll start showing us the moves. It's like you have to earn all of that stuff. and it all makes sense. It's all for a reason. That's just bigger than doing the work, and it all feels good after you finally learn to move and practice the move as a part of your arsenal. It just makes sense, man. But when you doing it, it just don't make sense.
Hmm.
You just gotta know that it's bigger than you. It's for the future you. The future you is gonna thank you for it, and hopefully you thank yourself for it now for that person who doesn't exist. And I know that's hard to practice for people, but it's a complete necessity. It's a complete necessity. Don't you do it.
Please. No, I agree. I agree, man, and it's crazy. It's like it's well, we can just wrap it into this. It's loving yourself enough to do that for yourself, you know? If you have kids or if you don't have kids, but like I always live with the philosophy that, and I know you share this as well, of the children within us, they're never gone. At least for me, like I'm still a child, man, and I adore that child because that child allows me to see the light in a life, even when it's been ripped, away. But and I have to nurture that child because I don't want him to go away. I want to take care of him. I want him to. So it's loving yourself, man, and knowing how to care for yourself enough to build, whether it's your confidence or to build that structure, or to have that, to work on your awareness, your self awareness. It's just caring for yourself enough. I know sometimes you may feel, or people may feel that, we talked about loving somebody who has low confidence, or there was another thing we talked about, but it's mostly about loving yourself, whether it's structure or awareness. It's loving yourself enough to work on yourself. Can you do me? Would you be able to give your famous motto? The
Oh yeah, for sure, man. It's, I don't even know if I say it correctly, because I haven't said it in so long. But generally, I'd say the person you are today isn't good enough for the problems you'll face tomorrow.
I'll let that marinate, guys. It's a heavy hitter. ASMR.
I'm scratching your scalp.
There you go. Boom. But it's just, yeah. I've never heard truer words, man. And it's once you're able to understand that and know that, you know I know the word need can feel heavy and feel like a lot of pressure to some people, man. But for yourself, you need to be better. Tomorrow, if we're blessed for it to come, man, you don't know. You're not ready for it. You're not ready for it, man, and you just need to be better. Um, and
Really
we're
quick,
disappointed in you.
but it's really quick to touch on the term better. Let's do some due diligence, and define that, what that means by your words, not by definition, by your words and your standard, right? Because everybody has a different definition of that. And
Yeah,
we
yeah,
touched on
yeah.
that back in October. You
Mhm.
remember that? Like how I was asking you, um, we'll get back to the definition, right? Right. But I was asking you, how is it that we can grow up with these people, close proximity, but their definition of better isn't the same definition as mine. They have a completely different standard of these things. And it's crazy to me that it's vastly different. And I love that conversation. But yeah, let's define what better is by your words and your definition.
Me being better for myself, or just the word better, is just having more, whether you're being more gentle or you're being more caring or delicate or whatever the case is, more focused, more aware, more present in regards to whatever it is you're doing. And that's what I mean by better. It's not you're not good enough today. It's just you did great today. Do even greater tomorrow. Keep uh it's just be more focused, be more aware, care more for yourself. Just do that and a little more. That's really just it. Um, but what would be better to you?
Every single thing that we talked about in the previous episodes and in the clips before uh, before these structured, episodes, there is all inclusive. Do right by yourself by learning who you are. Start developing on your self awareness and continue to have the conversation with yourself to all principles. What is self awareness to yourself? What is structure? What is confidence? And then continue to reimagine these definitions, continue to reimagine how you want these things to feel to you each and every day. If not every day, each week. If not every week, each month. If not every month, each year. People do it subconsciously. A New Year's resolution is that exact, that's the prime example of it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get in the gym. But we only had that conversation with ourselves January 1st. And I'm speaking we because I don't want, anybody to feel the type of way, but not you specifically, but if I say people,
Mm-hmm.
it kind of sounds as if I'm excluding myself from that. No, I had this conversation with myself every day. When I wake up, it's not about to be from an alarm clock, and it's not about to be to go directly off to work. I'm gonna ask myself. I'm gonna lay there. I'm gonna ask myself, what's the first thing I want to do? What do I want to do? I'm not gonna let the alarm clock dictate what I got to do. And that gives myself that gives me more control and it helps me lock into the first initial thing that I preach, which is self-awareness. I'm aware that I'm waking up, the alarm hasn't gone off, it's not light outside. What's the first thing I want to do? And just having that conversation with my day, throughout my day with myself is making sure I'm putting my ego in check, making sure I'm doing right by myself. And you said it well, man. It's the baby. Treat yourself like a baby. The baby in you never dies. So don't stop taking care of yourself like you would a baby. Nurture yourself, nurture the baby in you, and the person you become will be grateful. So you said it best. So, but that would be my definition. My definition of better would be to do yourself the due diligence, become more self-aware, focus on your structure day in and day out, and help yourself learn how to build confidence. One thing I've been keeping away from our conversations is learning how to learn. A lot of people have a lot of pride. A lot of people have a lot of ego. A lot of people are too stubborn, traumatized. They learn so many unhealthy things. A lot of people do not want to learn how to learn. And that's essentially everything we've been talking about. I wanted to keep that out of our conversations because I wanted to ring true when I do say it and when I do hear it. In editing and in watching this back when it is up on YouTube. I want it to ring true when I hear it. And hopefully it does to whoever views it, my mom. But learn how to learn. Don't stop learning how to learn. There's a lot of stuff you think you learn for no reason, and that's just simply not the case. It just don't make sense to you right then and there. And which ties us back into the martial arts thing. Doing the workout don't make any sense. Learning the philosophy don't make sense. You're there to learn to move. But all of that stuff means something bigger in the grand scope of things. Us shooting three days a week, you feel why we did that now. You feel so much more. You, through our conversations and me releasing bits and pieces of information, you feel why I do that now. That's me doing due diligence through myself to you. I'm practicing when I'm preaching. I'm not only talking about it, I'm being about it. And now the magnitude of what it all really means is slowly but surely coming together. So, yeah. That would be my.
Oh man, that was so beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I would like us. I would like to end on that, man. That was beautiful.
I appreciate you,
I'm
bro.
not even gonna respond to you.
I wanted to say, bro, the thing I've noticed when people don't do that, you have so much. I was just telling this to a young lady earlier today. Said when we don't do ourselves the due diligence, man, we end up hurting everybody around us, and it brings us to the beginning of our relation, our conversation. Um, is that it takes forever for people to feel it and know it when they are receiving love from another human being, man, because of traumas, because of learned behaviors, because of their insecurities, lack of structure, lack of self awareness. And they become vampires, they become werewolves, they become ghosts because they're not doing themselves a due diligence and they hurt the people. They continue to hurt the people. They continue to manipulate the people who are trying to give them love, something they never knew. And sometimes it's something they know, but they're afraid of because it's so foreign to them. And they like the comfort of being a manipulator. They like the comfort of not being loved. They like the comfort because the comfort is what got them to where they are today. The comfort is what made them strong. And all it is doing is blocking the blessings that they could receive from other people, the people who are still trying to ride and die for them. And all that does is continue to push those people away. And one day, them people gonna wake up and say, "I'm listening," and they're gonna walk away. They're not gonna try to be there for you anymore. They're not gonna. They're not gonna let you. They're not gonna let you abuse them anymore. Abuse that love because one of the ways I presented earlier to defend yourself is to stop giving that person the weapon to use against you, which is your kindness. And then it'll start trickling down. Those people can't manipulate you anymore. And earlier, it's a clip as well. This is a clip as well. But don't do that with a broken heart. Don't remove yourself in that person's life with a broken heart. Do it with open mindedness, with the hopes, not even with the hopes, but just with the idea somewhere in you that they will be a different person. I said that with my little sister. That example is short. Jump off that bridge. It's not burnt, but jump off that bridge. And hopefully, next time y'all meet in the middle of that bridge, he's somebody different. He's somebody you can respect, continue to love unconditionally. And if not, cool. You don't have to stay on the bridge. In fact, everything before was water underneath the bridge because that's a completely different person. So just do yourself the due diligence, trust in your gut, trust in your heart, trust in the process. I promise you, there's people out here that love you. You don't know they exist, but they do. There's people out here that want to see you succeed, whether it be mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. There's people out here. The world ain't as dark as it seems. The world ain't as dark and messed up as people try to make it out to be. It ain't perfect for sure, but we all got to put in work. And I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I ain't got no social medias trying to lie to people about, how pretty my world is. I got water damage in here. It might look cool, but this whole room got to get torn down. You know. But I'm just grateful for the opportunity to have this conversation with you, brother, man. I love you. I just hope the right people need to, the people who need to hear this, the people who want to hear this, the people who desire something like this. I hope they hear it and I hope it touches their heart, man. And I hope they know we're gonna continue to put in this work and ride for them. If this is the only way we can do it, we're gonna continue to do it.
That was beautiful, man. I agree.